What's up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Awajima Hyakkei. This time episode 10, I think. No, episode 9. Really good episode last time out, yeah, again. Very modern. It was kind of set probably the furthest in the future that we've had so far. But yes, enjoyed the stories of the girls that were very motivated, and they liked I'm just gonna start this episode again. I was yapping too much, but yeah, I loved all three of the girls last week. I thought they were all very different. Again, a couple of them really liked, not bragging, but kind of they're really enthusiastic about their kind of love of their arts and the people in their family that have these connections and so on and so forth. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it. It's probably the least kind of I struggle to think of the word, but maybe like in-depth kind of story. I definitely one of the least impactful, but still really nice. We were friends. So I'm some kind of K. Oh no, the K. You get sent the K. So I've got to start it again. Hey, wanna go to Awajima Cultural Festival together? Nande. Why? That's a bit of a rude response in itself. Why? And then what'd she say? Eh. It's fine if you aren't interested. See, I struggle to tell like the full cadence from the Japanese text. I think they've done a pretty good job with the subtitles, to be honest. It's quite rare I'm commending the subtitles, but in this case I think they've done a pretty good job from what I can read. Did I say I'm not? Well, your response saying why kind of gave the feeling of rudeness, to be honest with you. I mean, that's kind of what it sounded like. No, it didn't. And K. So what's this? Akko? Is that an A? Asso? Is that what it is? So. That sounds like arsehole. Asso. So yeah, honestly, a bit rude from the girl that got asked. I can understand why this girl said K. Yeah, K, yeah. Justified use of that. And like I said, pretty good subtitles there, actually. Pretty accurate to the, yeah, of what those texts kind of felt like. Felt quite cold. Okay. So what is it about the cultural Awajima festival that made this girl moody to her friend, and inevitably led to the end of their friendship, it seems? What's her problem? You know, I get a lot of comments on my YouTube channel, of course, and sometimes they do come off quite rude like that. But I think a lot of the time it is because they're foreign people, just like translating what they're saying, and it comes out quite like harsh is not the right word, but comes out quite like not friendly. But I think again a lot of the time it's because they use like translation tools and such, and it's, yeah. I mean, the internet's not really a friendly place nowadays, so. All of my veg. Are you angry? I was a dude. Okay, I was assuming that was two girls. Arachi. That was sad nap. Let's meet again. A lot of ill girls on the show, isn't there? Probably for a reason. I think there's definitely a link between Awajima and their dreams and illness, to be honest. So he's the one that invited her. Have we seen these people before? I vaguely remember that. And the names, it's so confusing sometimes, this show. I vaguely remember a few of the names that have already been brought up this episode. Eri, Ryoko. I feel like we've seen this scene before. Maybe we saw like a glimpse of this in like a past story. I'm going to take this as something completely new because again it's slightly confusing, but I think this does link back to perhaps previous episodes content. Apologies for all the pauses already. Try not to too much going forward, but yeah. I think we had to, I do vaguely remember that. I remember questioning why. I don't know. Yeah, we heard about this in last week's episode. Okay, because these are the two girls from last week's episode. Again, I remember questioning why that was the case. We didn't look into it, so I guess we'll be looking into it now. Okay. A conversation room. They got a whole room for conversation. Yeah. I think that's pretty good advice. There are some upbeat girls here, aren't there? Let me enjoy my fantasy a little longer. But I recognise that name as well, somewhat. Oh wow, what's she doing? Got an old Katsurako. You not work at the school anymore then? I'd be fucked. I'd be dead if I just had that happen on my own. It's kind of sad here, but okay. The blonde girl. Oh, am I wrong in saying that? I thought her roommate was the blonde girl. So yeah, this episode already has gone quite a few places, hasn't it? It's a little hard to keep up with. Yahoo! And Yahoo used to be my search engine of choice. I haven't used that for years though. I think it's absolutely fine mindset, honestly. And people think it's and it is a positive being born a fan like that, but it does come with your issues, as she says here. double affair. Fucking hell, not just one, two. A double affair. That was interesting, isn't it? The dynamic of being involved in the school has changed quite a bit. Being that perfect family to now disgraced. Either way, yeah, she's kind of, it's an issue. She's strutting her stuff. That's for sure. Yeah, you're in someone else's dream. And she said in that speech that this was one her like being the senpai to this girl probably was one of her biggest achievements, which is really interesting. We know about that. So we really didn't get too much of this girl as like a new student, did we? So it's intriguing that they kind of sent her to be like a senpai, and this is like the portion of her time here that we're focusing on. That's the scary thing about that, isn't it? I don't know if I could ever like date an actor or an actress. Because like, yeah, they're if they're in that profession, they're clearly very good actors. So it's like, yeah, just the knowing that they could be acting and you never know is like a bit scary in itself, isn't it? Yeah, I feel like that would be a very weird relationship, honestly. I mean, you'd hope and expect that they'd be like truthful to themselves and you at all times, but and just in the nature of what they're really good at, it's a little bit scary that they could be totally somebody else. That like, yeah. Hopefully, you get what I'm trying to say there. Yeah, I think that is unfortunately probably a very sad reality of being a child of people in that profession, isn't it? I imagine that's the same with like athletes and such that are traveling all over the country and so on. They barely get to see their parents. Take anything out. I think you're just being incredibly honest. There's nothing wrong with that. That was good. You said that honestly, and then just putting on the persona about it. I mean, she's probably right for the business she's in, but I don't agree with it. I like that. An antidote. Yeah, as we've seen, as we have seen. Yep. This is awkward. This is very awkward. So yeah, I mean, it's happened a lot through this show, but it's all kind of a lot of it's kind of culminating together right here, isn't it? The girls we just saw for the majority of this story, them now being like the graduated and she's a writer, and seems like the other one's playing in this play. The people from last episode are currently attending the school. Are here, and in that awkward situation we heard of those two not being friends. Seems like hopefully we kind of pick back up on that next episode. Won't bother sorting out of time because we've only got like a minute left, but yeah, a lot of it kind of culminating together right here. Oh, no, you like your names. You know you like your bloody names. She apologised. Oh, she finally drew her. Oh wow, pretty. Okay, again, we did hear a little bit of that last episode, didn't we? That was something I did want to see more of. I still wish we got even more of that, but okay. Kind of wrapping up a few things in today's episode, weren't they? I said this earlier, but it was interesting to see the girl from the first episode, who I assumed was our main character. It's not really a main character in the show, but seeing her go from that to now being like an upperclassman and helping out a new student herself and make her be honest with her, and like, yeah, it was really lovely, wasn't it? Yeah, again, it was slightly confusing with so many like different stories kind of culminating together into this, but I think I got my head around most of it by the end here. So if I do remember correctly, it was the case that with these girls, Eri and again I forget the names, but she had like access to that guy's like private Twitter account, and I think the girl was a little bit annoyed at that because they were dating, um, and they were like meant to be friends, and then the girl that draws the pictures that kind of ended the friendship because of that. But yeah, it seems like they're kind of grown past that a little bit, which is nice. A kind of show of solidarity, I guess, by her getting all these trains and attending this, and then drawing her picture. And I really like what they said earlier about the whole like it's. I think a lot of the time it is the person that says sorry. They're a lot of the time they're the person the only person that does feel better about the situation, because the person that's had something done to them, sorry, a lot of the time just doesn't cut it, does it? But that does, it definitely does ease the kind of guilt within the person that hasn't said sorry yet to say it, doesn't it? So thought that was quite an interesting bit of dialogue actually. Definitely relate to that in both ways. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I always say this story about in primary school, some kid stole one of my Hot Wheels out of my pocket. I didn't see him do it, but I saw him with the car at lunchtime. So I went up to him and got it back, and then he said sorry, and that was an example of, yeah, I mean, it didn't do anything, so I kicked him in the balls, and then I got in trouble for that. But yeah, that was the case where it was like, yeah, sorry ain't good enough. I didn't like the fact that you done that. But as I said, loads of kind of stories culminating together here a little bit. I think the start of the episode was definitely quite confusing with so much going on, but again, I think we got there in the end. I was kind of wrapping my head around the whole last episode's characters focused on, and them kind of being the newer students to the focus we had on the girls today, who we saw in like the first episode, who's become a senpai herself and done a pretty good job at it. This girl right here done a really good job with a bit of a, I wouldn't say a problem student, but a student that's definitely had, she definitely had a lot of issues going on in her life with her family and such. And I'm glad that she could bring like the honesty out of her and actually kind of be real with her, having prepared all these kind of answers for interviews and such. Just this like persona of like fake answers that will do, that aren't actually the truth, but those answers will do. I really like that we actually saw the kind of honest side of her when she was with her senpai here. And yeah, nice ending. Again, it wasn't like a all's happy and well, but it was like, yeah, a show of a sincere apology from the girl that kind of ended the friendship. I'm not sure if jealousy is the right word, but it was nice to see that. It was nice to see a kind of end to that, because I was questioning that quite a bit last week of like, why'd they show us that when we're not gonna like look too much into it. But we did actually see quite a bit of it today. But yeah, definitely one of the more confusing episodes, I will say, and a show that has quite a few confusing episodes. Again, I usually do kind of get there by the end of the episode, but still a few moments I'm got to read a bit about today, to be honest with you. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this one in the comment section. Nice episode yet again. I think my favorite episodes have been the ones that aren't kind of too much tied to previous episodes, and the ones that are kind of episodic, kind of contained within their episode, because it is a little bit easier to digest. Because again, remembering the names and the relationships and so on is a little bit confusing when you've got a show that covers so many generations and dynamics and relationships and such. So yeah, we'll see what we've got for these last few episodes. But again, let me know, guys, for the comment section. Thank you guys very much for watching, and have a good rest of your day, guys.